Hello and welcome to the Girls Middle School Science 8 course. The purpose of this particular video is to inform you what your daughter is going to experience this year in science class and to introduce you to a new style of teaching and learning called the flipped classroom. So let's get started. In the traditional science class like you and I grew up in, we often sat in front of that teacher, listened to the teacher lecture for 45 minutes, and then were assigned practice problems or graded problems to do at home. And we did this by ourselves, and oftentimes we didn't even know what we were doing. We then came back to class the next day, and we followed that same routine. This isn't always the best way for students to learn. There's many reasons why. Let's talk about 3 of them. First of all, students are learning at different paces, some fast and some slow. I would often lecture to a group of kids, and some kids got it really quickly and they wanted more and they wanted to keep going on, while other ones needed me to go slower, and if I did go on, they were often lost and they needed more time to practice and process that information. In a traditional class, I wasn't able to reach all my students and help them one-on-one. It wasn't an equal playing ground. The second reason why that traditional class isn't always the best way to teach students is because you'd send those kids home with practice problems and they wouldn't necessarily know how to complete them. They would either find someone else to help them, they would just write down a bunch of answers to try to make it look like they did it, or they maybe copy a friend's homework the next day. Either way, the practice problems did not help the students learn the material in any way, and it became a waste of time. The third reason why that traditional classroom approach is just not working with this 21st century learner is that students are so busy nowadays with extracurricular things, be it sporting events, maybe illness, or just any family reason. And when they miss a science class, it can be problematic because the lessons are going to build on top of each other. And when they come back and they need my help to catch up, I often have to re-explain the lesson. It takes a whole another 45 minutes, and I'm not helping other children that need assistance. This is not an efficient use of time for myself or for the student. All these problems can be resolved by just flipping your classroom, using that flipped classroom model. So what exactly is the flipped classroom? Well, what was normally done at school is now done at home, meaning students will get the lessons at home via video, and they can watch it on their own time with their computers, their mobile devices, a television, and with our mobile kids these days, this is key. They can watch it on the bus to a sporting event, or they can watch it in the car as their mom's driving them from dance class to another event that the family needs to be at. They take notes on the video at their own pace and allow themselves to pause, rewind, rewatch, or fast forward the teacher. This is huge. They could never do this in the traditional classroom with the normal lecturing that the teacher would have. They learn the lesson fully at their own pace, and they're in charge of their own learning. While they watch the video, they're going to be prompted with knowledge check questions and asked to include a 2 to 3 sentence summary of what the video is all about at the end of their notes, along with a question that may have come up during the viewing of that video, and they may not be able to answer it just from watching the video. Students are not expected to master the material just by watching the videos, but are expected to understand the basics and bring confusing topics to class for clarification. So since they get the lesson at home, you might be wondering, well, what are we going to do in class? This is where it gets fun. I now have an opportunity to provide more in-depth discussion, and we're able to do more practice problems, but the difference is that now I'm able to help my students more one-on-one, less frustration in the classroom, more understanding. We have an additional time to do more laboratory exercises and debrief those labs, which creates a more enriched laboratory experiments. We're not pressed for time anymore. Additional technology can be implemented, such as iPads, and we can use them to further our concept development and stay up with the ever-evolving technology of the world. Higher level thinking activities are going on in the classroom. We're analyzing more problems and we're applying concepts to real life. It's a much more exciting and engaging environment to be in. Students are going to have more of an active role in their learning rather than a passive one, sitting back and listening to me lecture to them all day. I'm very busy throughout the entire class period, running around helping students one-on-one in small groups, answering them their questions, and challenging them to think deeper. I'm tired, but it's worth it when I see that light bulb go off and I see that student take responsibility for their learning and master the material I have set out for them to learn. I'm ready for an exciting year of learning with your daughter. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or concerns this year. Thanks for watching.